everyone and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is based on a request that I get a lot, which is can we please have healthy, high protein recipes that use minimal ingredients and are easy and quick, which of course I get. It's the best way to get anyone in the kitchen is just keeping it simple, keeping it easy but also making it delicious. So on that request I have chosen 3 meals which are pretty much a few ingredients each, and I think they can all be made in about 15-20 minutes if not less. We are going to be making some chorizo carbonara, some Mexican beef fajita rice stir fry thing, and the third one is a red pesto chicken folded wrap. So let's get started. Recipe, we are going to be making chorizo carbonara. It's literally a few ingredients, really quick and easy, and it tastes absolutely delicious. So I'm going to make 2 portions today and I'm going to show you how to do it. So for this recipe all you're going to need is some spaghetti, some parmesan, you can use flakes or you can use like shaved parmesan, then we've got pepper, salt, 2 small eggs, diced chorizo and garlic cloves that I have already chopped up, and that's literally all you're going to need. So the first thing we're going to do is put the spaghetti on. So I have about 120 grams of spaghetti and we're just going to pour in the water, bring it to a boil, and then let it cook for about 10 minutes. So while the spaghetti is boiling, I'm going to make the egg mixture, which is literally crack 2 eggs into a little ramekin, add some salt or chili salt, add some pepper, and then we're just going to take a fork and mix it together. And then we're just going to set it aside for when the pasta's ready. So in the meantime, I have heated up a pan with some oil and I'm basically going to put the garlic and chorizo in. And I am just going to fry those off a little bit until browned. Okay, so now the pasta should be ready, so I'm going to take some tongs and I'm going to lift the pasta, the spaghetti, and put it in the pan. That'll make sure that there's still some of that starchy water in there because we want it to be a bit runnier. That's all the pasta in there, but I'm going to keep this water because we want to add a little bit once we add the egg. Okay, so now that the spaghetti is in the pot, I'm going to add the parmesan. So just add all the flakes. And we're just going to mix everything together until the parmesan is completely melted. So if you have parmesan like shavings, this will be much faster, but I've only got flakes, which is fine, it just takes a bit longer for them to melt. Now that the parmesan has pretty much melted, this is a very, very important part. You have to take the pan off the heat and put it on a hob that is not hot. So you have to put it in a cold hob because otherwise when you add the egg mixture, you'll get scrambled eggs instead of a nice creamy carbonara. And now we are going to add the egg mixture along with some of the pasta water. So I'm going to take a jug and I've filled it with some pasta water. I'm going to put around 4 tablespoonfuls of pasta water in. 1, 2, 3, 4, but keep some in case you want to make it more runny. And now I'm going to stir because this is how you get your creamy carbonara mixture without having scrambled eggs. So literally it will take a few seconds because the pan's still hot. Just keep mixing and after 30 seconds to a minute you'll get this delicious creamy sauce. Look at that, so good. Literally as easy as that. Parmesan, eggs, some pasta sauce, and there you go. So now we're going to serve it up between 2. I've actually put some garlic bread in the oven and then we can enjoy. We are back for recipe number 2. It's now the following day, and for meal prep lunch I'm going to make a really quick kind of ground beef fajita 1-pot rice recipe. Again, only a few ingredients, and ground beef is super quick to cook, so it should be done in like 15-20 minutes maximum. So yeah, let's give it a go. So for this recipe obviously you need some mince. I normally get the 5% or the lean mince. We need some fajita seasoning, we need some peppers and onions, so I've got some red onion under there and some red peppers which I actually chopped earlier. I have some passata and I have 2 packets of microwave Mexican rice, and yeah, that is all you need. So the first thing we're going to do is add the beef, and then we're literally just going to break that up and cook it and the oil. You need to make sure that your pan is big enough to hold the packets of rice. So I've got one of these kind of deep saute pans, and honestly I use it for everything, so yeah, highly recommend. Okay, so now that the beef has pretty much browned, I'm going to throw some peppers and onions in there, and then I'm going to throw the fajita mix in. So if I was making 2 portions, I'd put half of this in. If I was making 4, I would put all of it in. I'm actually making 3 today because the mince is 400, and I think that'll do nicely with 3 portions. But if you use like 300 grams of mince, then you can split it between 2 portions and just add 1 packet of rice. Now I'm going to add some passata. For now I'm going to add about half of this, which is 250 grams. And now I'm going to add the rice. This is Mexican flavoured rice, which obviously goes really nice with the dish, but you can use any microwave rice, whatever you fancy. If you want to make your rice from scratch, you can obviously cook it first and then add it in as well. Now I'm just going to mix this together, just making sure that I break the rice up as I go. It looks good, but I think I'm going to add the rest of the passata. So you can kind of have a look at it and put as much passata in as you want, but you do want something wet to kind of soak up the rice. I'm going to add the rest of the passata. Obviously I've added 2 bags of rice. If you're using less, then you don't need it all, but passata really doesn't have many calories in it, so it won't change it too much. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it to a boil and then turn it to a simmer for 5 to 10 minutes just to let the rice cook and for the peppers and onions to soften, and then it will be ready. So I've let this simmer for 5 minutes and now I'm going to plate it up. One thing you could do when you're ready to serve it is chop up some avocado and put it on top, or you could top it with sour cream, some nachos, but I'm making it for meal prep today, so I'm not going to add the avocado because it would go a bit brown. But when we have it tomorrow for lunch and I'm at home, I might add some on top. But yeah, for now I'm just going to separate it into 3 portions, let it cool, and then pop it in the fridge for meal prep. So that took about 15 minutes. I had obviously pre-chopped the peppers and onions, so maximum 20 minutes if you do that at the time. But the great thing about using mince instead of steaks or chicken is that you don't need to chop it. They literally cook in a few minutes and you're ready to go. So yeah, now I'm just going to serve it between 3. And there we go, we have it in a Tupperware. Sometimes I get questions on if you can reheat rice. I am taking no responsibility to encourage anyone and they get sick, but I would say if you do reheat rice, make sure that the food is fully warm when it comes out the microwave or however you heat it. I think the most important thing is that you make sure that it's hot. So I never eat cold rice and I always reheat my meals normally for around, it normally takes about 3 minutes to cook through. Obviously every microwave is different, but yeah, that's normally what I do. But so far I have not had any problems with reheating rice. Final recipe that I'm going to make is a really quick pesto chicken folded wrap. Folded wraps are so easy, so little mess, and you can literally throw anything in them. So I have some cooked chicken here that I need to use up. You can obviously buy cooked chicken, or you can make it at the beginning of the week or whatever when you've got some more time. I just put mine in the air fryer, cooled, and then shredded it up so that I could use it this week. So yeah, with cooked chicken this recipe will literally take you 10 minutes or something. So for this recipe, all you'll need is obviously some wraps, some grated cheese, some Philadelphia or cream cheese. This isn't essential, but yeah, it just makes it a little bit creamier. You obviously need some pesto sauce. I'm using red today, but you can use green as well. And as I said, I have already cooked chicken, so some cooked chicken will be needed as well. So to start, we have our wrap, and I'm just going to make a cut down the bottom, and then we're going to start filling it. So I'm going to start with about 20 grams of pesto. So it's always good to put like the sauce or something like that on the first one so that everything else kind of sticks. And then I'm going to add some of the chicken. I think I've got about 100 grams of raw chicken worth in here. Mine's might be a bit full, but that's okay. We're going to add some grated cheese. Again, I'll probably go for about 15 to 20 grams, but I'll put all the grams and macros in the description box. And finally, I'm going to add the Philadelphia, and I'm going to take around 15 grams of that, I think. And then I'm simply going to fold it up. As I said, I do expect it to be quite full with the amount of chicken, but that's all right. And there we have the folded wrap. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just heating the pan up with some spray oil, and I'm just going to fry it on both sides to let the cheese melt, to let it go crispy, and then it'll be done. So that's been frying on both sides for literally 1 or 2 minutes per side, and it smells like it's ready. Here it is here. It's nice, golden and crispy, and yeah, it's ready to go. So I'm just going to cut into it. There we go, you can see the insides there, and yeah, as quick as that. So yeah, I'm now going to go and enjoy that for my lunch. That's all 3 recipes done. I hope you enjoyed it. That was honestly really enjoyable for me to film. I think in total between like last night's dinner and then today it took me less than 2 hours in total, which is pretty good. Quick and easy, definitely has its benefits. I will make sure to put all the recipes down below in the description box along with the macros, and if you liked the video I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for a kind of similar video with some ideas, then I will link my meal prep video over here, and I will also link my latest video here. I hope you enjoyed and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.